What if an oven had the same instincts as a classically trained chef? An oven with instincts? Precisely.
Albert Lee Appliance, Seattle South Center, Linwood, Bellevue, and Tacoma.
Before releasing today's draft rules for legal pot, state officials went to Colorado, where voters also legalized marijuana last November.
But in many ways, Colorado is ahead of us. So Kiro 7's Graham Johnson traveled to Denver to investigate the successes and the failures of a Rocky Mountain high.
Is a sea of green. In a Colorado warehouse, marijuana is legally grown on a scale unheard of in Washington. From seeds to buds, this is serious pot production. This is an extraordinary place to visit. This warehouse is 20,000 square feet. There are 2 levels, several rooms here for various stages of marijuana cultivation. To meet the demand for recreational pot, our state will need places like this. There are extra power transformers here. All these lights use twice the electricity of most warehouses this size. Security cameras are everywhere. Security's one reason growers asked us not to show employees or disclose the location.
Now we're under audio and video surveillance.
In a different Denver warehouse, Trip Kieber showed us the products his company makes with marijuana.
At any given time, we're maintaining an inventory that probably is in excess of $1 million.
Dixie Elixirs turns plants into oil, refines it for the highest concentration, and makes cannabis-infused products. There are baked goods, capsules, mints, and drinks.
If I drink that whole thing, would I be very high?
You would be probably euphoric for between a period of probably 4 to 6 hours.
Right now, Kieber sells only to medical marijuana facilities in Colorado. As Colorado implements legal recreational pot, Kieber sees his potential customer base growing from 100,000 patients to 1 million consumers. And he hopes to open a similar facility in the Seattle area.
Our intentions are to come to the state of Washington as quickly as we're allowed.
Voters in both states legalized recreational pot last November. Washington with a citizens initiative, Colorado by constitutional amendment. Both states are taking much of this year to figure out implementation. Colorado is ahead in many ways because its existing medical marijuana system is far more regulated. To prevent spillover into the black market, marijuana is closely tracked.
Literally from seed to the sale.
Colorado's medical marijuana industry has also seen failures. More than half the dispensaries that opened 3 years ago have closed, and Colorado requires retailers to grow 70% of what they sell. Denver lawyer Robert Corey says that restricts the free market and makes no sense.
If we superimpose that failed model on a market that's 10 times larger, we're going to fail monumentally.
Corey co-wrote the amendment legalizing pot. Colorado's legislature has not abandoned the 70% rule. It will stay in place until October 2014. Corey praises Washington for keeping producers and retailers separate from the start.
Your law actually makes more sense in that way because it outright prohibits market domination.
As both states struggle with implementation, marijuana entrepreneurs in Colorado have been quicker to dive in. The first private pot clubs opened in Denver, and the state is far ahead on marijuana tourism. Tens of thousands turned out for Denver's 420 celebration last month. Matt Brown's new marijuana tourism company brought people here from as far away as Australia.
The response has been overwhelming around the world. We have several hundred people already on waiting lists who are just begging us to please come up with the next trip to give them because they're ready to come in.
Worldwide attention is focused on both states, together pioneering legal pot.
Legal marijuana must stay within the borders of the state where it was sold. Because pot is illegal under federal law, companies that sell cannabis products can't ship them between the states. And while the TSA says it isn't actively looking for marijuana at airports, the agency warns it might refer discoveries of pot to law enforcement. At KiroTV.com, you can weigh in on Graham's investigation into Colorado's pot laws. We've posted it under a special section called Kiro 7 Investigates. Again, all at KiroTV.com.